Hello and welcome to my channel, Savvy Selena. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. If you're returning from another time, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going over my June goals, but today I'm doing it in a way that I've never done it before. So before I jump in, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, now let's jump into our June goals. I want to say first that I am a little hoarse. This is after Memorial Day weekend, and I was having such a great time. My best friend came to visit, and so I lost my voice a little bit. So please bear with me through this video. I also want to say that this is the first time I'm doing a monthly goals video that talks more than just my financial goals. And I'm really happy to start sharing some of the goals that I have with you all in other areas of my life, as I do want this channel to be more about the goals that I'm trying to achieve holistically and not just my financial goals. This PDF that I'm using is something I got off the Makselife website. It was a free downloadable document, and I will link it below for anyone who's interested. I do like it because it does separate your life into different categories, and right here I'll read them. It's personal, fun, recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, as well as health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment, which is like your home. And so it allows you to be able to set your life up in different sections, look at each section individually, think about where and what improvements you need to make, and then it allows you to make a whole picture of what your life can look like. Now, for me, all of these things are always running inside of my head, but this was the first time I had ever seen anything that allowed me to kind of get all of those thoughts on paper. I got this from another YouTuber. Her name is Tattooed Teacher Plans. She does a phenomenal job of walking you through this process. She has all the companion pieces too. I haven't purchased anything. I've only used the things available to me for free, but it is something I am interested in purchasing next year. And I would love to do the whole companion series where you do monthly goals, weekly goals, yearly goals, and all of that. Now, I did set yearly goals, and I will have a video on that. It'll be a mid-year check-in, and it'll be the first time you're seeing them, and I'll tell you how I'm progressing to those. But for today, we'll talk about June. One other thing I want to bring in to this conversation is I read a book recently called Atomic Habits. I rented it from my local library, and it was really, really good. One of the things I liked about it was talking about building systems and how to create a life that is sustainable for you. And a lot of times we build lives that don't fit us, but the things we want to do or the person we want to become, and it's not sustainable. And so this ideology is about building the life you want or becoming the person you want to be into the habits you've already developed to allow that change to happen naturally. And I'll give an example as they come up. So what I've done is, and in that book, they talk about habits being something that needs to evolve over time, and making small changes, like 1% changes over time, really add up. And so today, I've identified some of the goals throughout some of these sections as atomic habits, and they're really small goals that I consider to be 1% changes to help me get to my long-term goals and that long-term state of being. So let's jump right on in, and I'll talk about these things individually. First is my personal goals. And my personal goal, my first atomic habit is just to write down my routines. So I have a morning routine, an evening routine, but I need to write them down. And I want to write it down so I can see, number one, what do I think I do versus what I actually do? And where do I have room for improvements? Where do I have room to add more things to set myself up for success? So I first need to write down what I think my routine is. Next, I would like to learn Spanish. I would like to become fluent in Spanish, but before I can become fluent and start studying, I need to understand, well, how do other people study, and what are things I need to consider when trying to teach myself a language. And so I'm going to look at some YouTube channels to see how other language learners are teaching themselves and things I can pick up on. That way I can also have a list of resources and even supplies I may need, websites I may want to utilize, or even apps I may want to download. Next, I would like to get back into planning weekly. This is something I used to do before I got married. I used to work 2 jobs and go to school part-time, and so I had to be very organized. I would like to get back to that level of organization. But planning weekly, usually on Sundays, relaxes me. I have a glass of wine and think about what do I have to accomplish this week. And I would like to get back into doing that. And I would also like to start hand lettering. As you know, watching my videos, I do a lot of videos that require me to write, and I would like my handwriting to look better, or even more so, I would like to learn to hand letter. And so I would like to start looking at some hand lettering worksheets, maybe on Etsy, just to see what's out there. Next is fun and recreation, and I would like, one of my yearly goals is to date my city and to become a tourist here. People travel to my city all the time, and I would love to see it the way they do. And so this month is just to try a new restaurant. It is something that is a small thing I can do, so I made that my atomic habit. And I would also like to do 3 date nights with my husband. We are doing the Adventure Dating Challenge book, and we are 3 dates behind. And so I would like to catch up on that. So I would like to do 3 dates with him. Next up, I have the PMP exam. This was in my May goals. I was not able to achieve it, so I'm bringing it back for June. I do want this completed this month. God willing, nothing stopping me. I would like to be registered for the PMP exam by the end of this month. The atomic habit attached to that is updating my resume. In order to register for the exam, I have to show my history of work in order to show that I qualify as a project manager to sit for this exam. So I need to update my resume so that it accurately reflects my work as a project manager, and I can upload that onto the website. So before I can register for the exam, I must update my resume, and so I made that the atomic habit. Next is bachelorette trip. So my sister-in-law, my future sister-in-law, my brother's getting married. The bachelorette trip is in June. It is in a couple of days. And so that is something that I'm looking forward to, getting to hang out with all of the young ladies as well as my sister-in-law. And we're going to have a great time. And so that is going to be about family and relationships. Next, I would like to join a community group. I used to be such an activist in my younger years, especially in college. And there was one group that I interned for called UN Women. It's like the UN that does the same as like Chick or Treat for UNICEF. So with children, UN Women deals with women and girls issues. And so I would like to join that group again as an adult. They do have a local chapter here in my state, and so I am looking to reconnect with that group of women. It was such an inspiration for me then as a student. I would love to be able to pour into a student myself, as well as connect myself with women of similar interest. Next, I have a meetup group here, and this is something I was looking for from both me and my husband to join a meetup group. I've said before that I would like to join a real estate investing group or maybe even a personal finance local group, just for us to meet new friends. There's nothing wrong with our friends or anything like that, but you know, if they say you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I'm trying to get into new rooms. So that is something that I plan to do this month with my husband. And then, of course, we have a mid-year check-in. It is June. I just want to check in with my husband, see how he's doing, see how he's feeling. We talk all the time, especially because both of us is dealing with, work issues. And so it's causing us to over-communicate, which has been great for our marriage. But I do want to do a check-in with him just to make sure we're on the same page about things and just to connect with him because I love him. Next is health and wellness. And here I would like to focus on my whole being, my body. And so I have outside walk 3 times a month. And this is just for me to go outside, breathe fresh air, commune with nature, get some vitamin D. I love being outside. And so I want to go on a walk at least once a week. I did 3 times this month because, I'm going out of town and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do that, but we are going to the beach, so that might count. But once a week, I do want to walk outside. Next, I want to wear my Apple Watch and close 2 loops daily. It doesn't matter which loops they are, but I do want to close those rings. I have made this the atomic habit because it is so easy just to put on the watch, right? And so going back to my 8 a.m. routine, now I can think of it as when I get up in the morning, I'm going to brush my teeth and wash my face, then put on my Apple Watch and get dressed for the day. By already putting a task into a series of tasks I already do naturally, it will allow me to achieve my goals with a minimal extra effort. And again, 1% change. And so wearing my Apple Watch is my fitness goal or wellness goal for the month. I would also like to unplug. I wrote here Wellness Wednesdays because I used to do Wellness Wednesdays where I unplug from social media, do a Bible study, take a bubble bath. But now because Wednesdays is my day that I go into the office, it's very hard for me to disengage from social media because I don't want to be at work. I'm like, don't want to be there. So I'm like on my phone a lot. And so I really need to pick another day in which I can unplug, maybe like a Tuesday or a Thursday. That will help me hold myself accountable as well as not make myself miserable while doing it. Next, I have a low carb lifestyle. So I've mentioned before, my husband is diabetic and I would like to change our diet to a low carb or clean keto lifestyle. This is something that I think will help with his insulin dependency, as well as how much we spend on medications and things like that. I want to start looking at his health and my health holistically and thinking about what we're consuming, what we're putting in our bodies, are we consuming enough water, etc. I made this an atomic habit because right now I'm just doing research and finding recipes. I do plan to implement some of these things this month, and you'll see that in my meal planning video. But I have so far created a Pinterest board for clean keto, and I've also done some keto vegetarian Pinterest as well. We're not going to be vegetarians, but I would like our meals to be more plant-based, so I can make a whole plant-based meal and throw some grilled chicken on it, right? That's thoughtless. But the sides and the plant-based meal is where I need to put some more thought into. So I made that my atomic habit for the month. Next is spiritual and personal growth, and I am doing a Bible study on the book of Joshua. It has been so rewarding, and I'm almost finished, so my atomic habit is to go ahead and complete that Bible study. I do need to find a new Bible study after that, but right now, let's just finish the one we have. I also want to read 4 books, one being nonfiction. I already have those books, and so I would like to read those and complete all 4 of those this month. And lastly, I would like to start doing daily gratitude as my atomic habit. I would like to become a person who journals. I would like to have journals across the years. I could always look back. I do that and have that with spreadsheets for my money. And now I'm just like, what if I could do that with my thoughts? So I already bought a journal, and in order to get started on the path of journaling, I would like to start with daily gratitude. So that is something I am looking forward to do. Next, financial. I'm not going to put any money-related goals. If I have any money-related goals, I'll put that in my June budget video. But as far as my financial goals for this month that are not money-related, I would like to stay on budget. I also would like to update our financials worksheets, or let's just say spreadsheets. That is our net worth tracker that I keep in Excel, as well as our monthly budget tracker I keep in Excel. I do our budgets on every dollar. I find that to be the most easiest way to do it, especially with the expense tracking. But I like to keep the final numbers in a spreadsheet so that I can see the progress over the years as well. So I need to update it for May, as well as making sure everything is updated for the mid-year check-in. And so I'll do that as my atomic habit. Next, I need to call Navy Federal about my FICO score. I use Navy Federal as my bank, and they offer free FICO scores if you bank with them, but mine hasn't been working lately. I have no idea what my credit score is. It's not something I look at all the time because I don't borrow money, but we're looking to buy a house soon. Well, in the next 18 months or 2 years. So not soon, but I do want to take a look at our credit reports and pull the FICO score. Mine's not showing up, so I need to call them to see why it stopped showing up so that I can check it. But I also want to pull our credit reports just to make sure nothing new's on there. We haven't checked them in about a year and a half. We try to do it every year, but then we moved last year. So I think now is a good time to pull those credit reports and take a look and see make sure everything is correct. And lastly is your physical environment, which is your home. And here I am trying to get my house in order. We've lived here for a year now, and I would love to do some decorating and all of that. But first I want to get organized and get on the cleaning schedule. And so I have some small goals here, like watch the Fly Lady YouTube videos. The Fly Lady cleaning routine seems to be the best cleaning routine that I've come across, and it's something that I really am interested in implementing in my life. And so I saw a new video. I added it to my watch list on YouTube. I want to go back and watch it. It was a 2022 version of the Fly Lady. Next, I want to separate my house into zones. Now, if you're familiar with the Fly Lady, it's a cleaning schedule, breaking your house on into zones. So maybe you clean zone 1 this week, which is the living room, and it's like a deep clean. And then zone 2, maybe your kitchen. And so I need to break down what zones my house are so I can start cleaning things in groups. And before I jump into this large overhaul of creating a cleaning routine, I need to first understand what needs to be cleaned right now, a spring cleaning checklist. And so that is an atomic habit because really I'm just going to walk in each room with my phone and use my notes app to write down all the things that need to be cleaned. And I'm going to tackle that list first. But the atomic habit is just to create the list. And I think I can do that. That's a 1% change. It takes no time to do that. And so for my home this month, it's about getting everything established and figuring out where I want to go next. So just like that, we have all of our June goals. I hope this was really fun for you and interesting. This was really great for me. I hope you like this video. I plan to do more of them. Again, sorry for the hoarse voice, but I wanted to make this video and get it out for you as we just are about to kick off June. Until next time, make sure you stay savvy, stay towards your goals, stay on budget, and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, see you later. Bye, guys.